All right, it is 8:44 on the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. 20 away from changing 700 there. And of course, you know what happens when we do Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Few things. Clip will be available as its own video on our YouTube channel. It'll be available as its own podcast. If you just search Sobeys Safeway Liquor Podcast, you can find that there. And we always give away, like people are already texting in. Beer me, yes, that's right. Text in Beer me right now, and you will win a gift certificate. To Sobeys Safeway Liquor of the Week. One of you will. So text in Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. And Beer Me is where you can do it. Now, I want to double check this because there was one time we had somebody on and I called them by the wrong name because
it can happen.
Your name is, in fact, Arthur?
That is correct.
Okay. Do people call you Art?
You know what? I am the fourth Arthur sequence.
Arthur the fourth.
So my dad is Art.
Okay, your dad's Art.
I'm Arthur.
You're Arthur. Okay.
My oldest son is Artie.
Artie. I like Artie.
Oh, that's
Artie's
a good one.
That's how we do it.
That's real
Yeah,
good.
it's very royal, hey? Like King Arthur and stuff from back in the day.
I like how you position that. It
Yeah.
also could be like, oh, we have a boy. What are we going to name it?
Yeah.
Let's just go with Arthur. You know?
Yeah, I like Artie though. That's fun.
But one of those names you can kind of get 3 out of or 4. Like that's good.
That's right.
You can
Not all
multiplay
those
it.
names you can get that
yeah.
kind of long, you know.
Do you think he
stretch those.
stays Artie? Like, what age does he get to when he's like, I'm just gonna be Art or Arthur now?
Great question. I don't know. Like,
I
it
wonder.
works as a kid.
Because how
right?
old is he?
He's 10.
He's your oldest. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's 10.
So he's got a few more years, I feel like.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I also lived decades ago now with a guy in university, played with him, and he was Billy. And we would give him the gears because at 22, it's like, you still
He
call
was still
yourself
being Billy?
Billy the Kid's at
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
yeah.
It's tough to pull that one off.
I played rec league one time with a guy named Billy. He used to sell weed and was like a
about
bit of
right.
a hippie.
Yeah.
And we still call. He was like almost 60, and we called him Billy still. But he
That works.
looked like a Billy.
Yeah, that could.
Like he came across as a Billy. I think he can get away with Artie up till high school.
Yeah.
And then maybe it starts to change a little bit.
Yeah, he might rebel at some point too.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that could be the case. He wants to go, what's his middle name, right? He'll go, Dad, I'm going to go by my middle name. I want to be my own guy.
Yeah. That's
Or maybe he
right.
takes Thur as like a, the
that's
last
right.
Thur.
He kind of starts
Yeah.
a new trend here, something like that, new age.
I'll let you guys know. I'll email in or text in 5 years. and say, Eric was right.
I gave my son, my name's Dustin Bokeith Nielsen. He's Marshall Bokeith Nielsen. So there's no, I guess I gave him 2 of my names in the middle there. It's
2 for 3.
Yeah, that's not too bad. All right, so tell us a little bit. I was talking with you about the history of Wild Rose because,
Correct.
like, when did you say 30 years?
So we're 30 years next year.
Wow.
It was established in 1996.
Yeah.
In Industrial Park in Calgary. We're still down in Calgary. That's where our big brewery is,
Yep.
as well as our tap room. The brewery's since moved. Still in the southeast part of that city for anyone who's familiar with that.
Okay.
And the tap room, which has a brewery component to it, that does some exclusives for the tap room.
Oh, just
as well as
available in the tap
just
room.
available at the tap room. Great restaurant, great food, great atmosphere. And that's in the Curry Barracks, if you're familiar with that. part
Okay.
of Calgary.
Curry Barracks.
So we're all over the province. It's, an Alberta brand. We're very proud to be as many places as we can.
Well, it's nice to kind of be ahead of it. Like when you say you've been around for 30 years, it's funny as like the industry just took such a boost, about 10 years ago?
That's right. And as some of your previous guests have said, it's really kind of the inflection point where things change. So if you're a consumer in Alberta, you have great choices available to you. And we think we certainly have.
All right. So this is the beer of the week. This is the Hero Pack.
This is the beer of the week.
Okay.
So this is the Hoppy Herd. So
Okay,
it's
the Herd.
certainly
Okay,
a little heavier on the IBU, which we'll get into today. And we're going to go in ascending order. So this is the Hoppy Herd. We're going to do this. This is our other mixer for this summer. It's called the Patio Pack. Some different liquids. So between these two, there's 8 different beers.
These are a lot different, right? Like this,
Very different.
Yeah. Okay.
This raspberry ale right here. That's the first fruit ale I ever had in my entire life.
You never forget the first.
Yeah,
No,
I won't.
yeah.
I remember that. I was like, "What is it? These guys are nuts." Because I used to drink. In college I drank Wildcat Strong and Carling.
Yeah, this is your gateway to another.
And then like when I got a job and had a little bit of money, I was a BC guy, so I was always like, let's get some kokanee. And if I had more, it'd be like kokanee gold.
No.
And then when I first saw this raspberry ale, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And that was like my very first sort of branch off into and the Velvet Fog as well. But the raspberry ale.
You started going by Dusty at that point.
That's right. See, that's when I became Dusty.
That's right.
All right, let's get into this.
Okay, we'll get into it.
Excited
So
for this.
what we're going to do is I've kind of set this up. We're going to go in ascending hop.
Okay,
IBU
I like it.
order.
You got
from
this all,
hoppiest to
yeah.
least. Oh,
We're going to go least to
going
high.
up.
I figured
Okay.
it might be tough to go high,
Yeah.
and then come down.
Yeah.
I like this.
Come down the way.
Make the climb.
what we're going to do here for the cameras there's our Alberta Slammer Tropical Pale Ale.
Okay.
This is brand new. So I haven't tried this yet either.
You haven't even
So
tried
this is like a first for all 4 of us in here. And so what's unique about this?
Oh, neat.
And this is where I should have spent more time in the hard sciences. It's more of a soft science, man.
Yeah.
You know, the geographies, urban geographies, that sort
Yeah.
of thing. But this uses thiolized yeast.
A what?
You heard? Yeah. Exactly.
Thiolized.
Dialyzed.
So what it is, it's a way to extract components out of the yeast that give nuanced flavor and aromatics to the beer. So you should get a lot of sort of tropical nose to it. So we'll see.
I wasn't a big science guy myself either. I remember in physics 12 in Cranbrook, BC, I got moved to a different table because I talked too much. In grade 12, man.
That's what you're pulling from the old.
But I sat at a table with a bunch of smart kids because I was like, oh, you know
That's
what?
what you do, yeah.
I'm just going to do projects with these guys,
it's the company. You keep.
cruise to a 90.
Yeah.
And instead I got moved to a table with a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
You know, I took one day of physics 12 and I was like,
Yeah.
nope, not for me.
Yeah,
Back to urban geography.
This is a real weird tie-in, but my physics 12 teacher, much like Reed Wilkins, well, Reed temporarily,
Yeah,
my
well-
physics 12 teacher had a fake eye.
Get outta here.
His one eye was all messed up.
boy.
That was fake.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, cheers, guys.
Okay, so
Cheers.
this, wait a second here. This, wow, look at this pour, hey? So you've never even tried this?
I've never even tried this. So we're doing this
exciting.
live. Which
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Hey, here's
Beautiful
trying
moment.
new
Cheers to
things.
trying, yeah.
Cheers to
Absolutely.
trying
Yeah,
new
yeah, yeah.
things.
New
Yeah,
things.
with Wild Rose.
Like your thoughts first, because you're the
Yeah, you've never tried it
soft
before.
sciences guy.
You know, when you're in my side of beer sales, they'll give you sell sheets and they'll say this is what you're going to find
Okay.
in that liquid. So one of the things that stuck out to me was a drier finish. I'm always like, okay, let's see how that actually plays
Yeah.
out. I actually think it delivers against that. Subtle flavor, subtle hop, dry finish, pretty smooth for me, for
Yes.
my palate.
Yeah.
So
Just explain a little bit more to me the dry finish. Like, what are we?
here's where I put my fake Bill Nye hat on here. So some of the thiolized yeast, what
Yeah.
they'll do is they'll pull out characteristics you'll find in other alcohols, like say white wine. So you know, if you have like a drier white wine, it'll finish not necessarily as sweet, although this is a tropical
Yeah.
ale. So that's
Okay,
that's kind of the idea I think behind it. And the brew, I'm not the brewer,
Yeah.
certainly sales guy, but I think you might see more of that sort of incorporation of these components to drive aromatics, different flavors.
Okay.
et
Yeah.
cetera.
No,
So
that was delicious. And now we're gonna get hoppier.
we're going hoppier.
Okay.
So this was,
all right.
what was this? 36 IBU
Okay.
on the international bitterness units. So we're going to go to a 40. So not a big leap here.
Okay.
We're going to go to a Sun Scout Hazy India Session Ale.
I do love the cans, by the way.
That's gonna be tough to top that first one, man. That was a red. Trev, I saw you in the chat being like, "Wow, that was a good beer."
Why is it the heads of animals on the bodies of human beings?
Yeah,
What's
so
the,
it is very unique in that that's been part of our branding for some time. And if I may, the goose here,
Yes.
who's Squish, that is our warehouse coordinator, a Wild Rose OG, Darren.
Yeah.
If he's listening to this, he'll be very pleased that I shout him out on the program here today.
the goose or the body?
He put the head on.
He put the head on.
Yeah, it's green screen.
Oh no
And
way!
then, yeah,
Oh,
and then they
nice.
do it.
I love that.
There you go, sir. Big Green Bay Packer fan too.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna love who we're gonna cheers to here. Then I got a good idea.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
There we
yeah.
go. Okay,
Yeah,
so this is the India Session Ale,
Okay.
Sun Scout.
Cheers to Matthew Golden, first round pick of the Green Bay
yeah.
Packers.
Sure.
For a golden beverage.
There we go.
Yeah,
Wow,
there you go.
I like that
this-
tie-in.
Look at this. Wow.
First wide receiver taken in about 20 years too for the Pack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
great.
draft
They
wide
just don't
receivers.
do it. They don't do it.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is like, damn you.
Golden boy.
That's right.
Yeah, so the
tastes
36 to 40, I mean, you can tell there's a little bit more bitterness, but that's not much. Like it's
No, I wouldn't say much, but we're gonna keep going
climbing.
up, and we're going a little
Uh-oh.
higher here. So we're gonna go
okay.
to our 50 IBU. So this is another 10
Okay.
up on the scale. So the first two we had were about 4.5% ABV.
Okay.
So pretty easy drinking, pretty sessionable. You know, some mindfulness in there. Then we hop into a couple of 6% to
Okay.
finish off here.
All right.
So we're gonna get into our Horns in the Haze, New England IPA. Anytime I say that, I always think about that Ace Ventura scene where he knocks on the door. What's the password? You know that scene?
Yeah. New England clam
Is
chowder.
that the red or the, anyway, sorry.
I never remember
Put it
that
back
part.
on the rails here. Yeah. Anyway, so this uses a New World hop, and what that means is hops that are from the Americas. So a little bit more floral, a little bit more fruity
Okay.
versus some of the old world like Saaz hops, which are a bit more earthy.
I never really thought of ourselves referred to as New World people.
Yeah,
But I
there
guess
you go.
technically we are. I
The
mean,
new world, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You know,
That's
our roads
kinda
break
neat.
down every 2 years. So.
But
once again, if you're watching or listening right now, text Beer Me to 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. You can get a gift certificate to Sobeys Safeway Liquor and go pick up the what we're doing here today with the Hoppy Herd Mix Pack. It's 8, or you can pick up the Herd
Patio
Mix Pack,
edition.
the Patio Edition.
They're both on sale, so it's an
they're
opportunity.
both on
if you
sale.
like
Oh,
both.
This is a double
Get
dip
both.
right here.
Get
Double
both.
dip. That's
This
right.
is a double
Yeah.
dip for sure.
Something for everybody.
Yeah.
Especially on game day.
for tonight, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's where we're cheersing next. The Edmonton
we go.
Oilers with a chance to finish off. Hey, cheers to the Los Angeles Kings for a valiant effort. Yeah, there we go.
yeah, for
there
showing
we go.
up. Yeah, and getting on the plane for Game 6.
You're
See you
full.
later.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going up. We're going up.
I'm trying to think if, to me, the jump from that second one to this one
Yeah.
wasn't as much as the jump from the first one to the second one.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's weird
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the numbers don't back that up. But yeah, I don't know. It's I think it may be just because we're working in that direction. And,
Possibly.
yeah.
So, I mean, anyone can. There's a lot of beer guys that might disagree with this, but you know that IBU scale. Once you hit 100, apparently it's no different, right? Like you'd be at 110, 120. You
Okay.
can't decipher
And this
it
one was
anymore.
50.
This one was 50.
What's the most? What's the biggest IBUs you ever had?
It's a good question. Maybe about 80,
Okay.
and it was pretty
Was it pretty?
pretty heavy for this
People,
guy.
people would go with 100. They go track down like.
Well, you have those drinkers who
Yeah.
like to track
God.
everything, right?
Jeez. All right, and then what's our last one?
Okay, last one. Our Industrial Park Ale.
Okay.
This is one of the OGs of Wild Rose. So this was, I couldn't even find the date when they started making this, but this is
Would that have been the first IPA?
this would probably be the
Okay,
first
yeah.
IPA,
Nice.
right? So that's what it is. So this is a 60 IBU. So this should be a nice kind of caramel color here, well balanced with hop, certainly. And then the other nuanced thing about Wild Rose, when you look at the cans, we do a thing called beerations. So it's basically you can mix a couple of beers
nice.
together.
Good
Brock
idea.
already says, try the half and half Velvet Fog Raspberry.
That's
yeah.
what
The
Yeah.
pink
I
velvet.
can't believe he said
Is
that.
that
I
the
was
one?
just
Yeah.
going to say, I said, I think we've done raspberry ale and
Yeah,
velvet
yeah.
fog mixed together before.
I love the experimenting, the mixology of the beers.
So
That's
if
a
you're
great.
really a hop guy, you can take the IPA and the New England,
Okay.
and then mix them together for the hazy mountain hop.
the hazy mountain hop.
So yeah, I don't get paid for the marketing stuff. I thought
It's a
that's quite
Zeppelin,
clever.
Zeppelin
HMH.
tune played
Yeah,
off
that's
the
right.
Misty Moon.
this is much different of a pour. Hey, like the other ones were a lot
yeah, it's a lot
cloudier.
more,
this
yeah.
one's a lot
Yeah, so you should
clearer.
get like a lot clearer color.
Yeah.
It's not as hazy for sure.
Yeah, and what'd you say the IBUs are in this?
This is a 60.
This is a
So
60.
we went 34, 40, 50,
60.
now 60.
Industrial's a hard word to have in there. Eh? Like
I think it's a homage to what I was saying
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
top.
It's
that kind
nice,
of
like, it's like that
brewery in the original
strong.
park.
I'm gonna be the bigger man here. I'm gonna cheers to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Good for you.
And a heck of a playoff series
Good for
against
you.
LeBron and
Yeah,
Luka
yeah.
and the Lakers.
You wish him well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Seven-
changing 700 as well.
700 too. Yeah. Changing
good.
700. We got 700 likes.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
That's so smoother than I thought it was gonna be.
It probably tastes better before 9 a.m. too.
It always
They always do.
It
I
always
I bet
does.
they do, yeah.
But just different on the eye, this one to the three
Very
we
much
had
so.
prior.
Maybe you
and
wouldn't
that,
expect
maybe
that, right?
that,
That kind of.
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, as we get
Exactly.
hoppier and we move up, it's going to be even
psychs out a bit.
cloudier.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll never understand the science behind beers. We've been doing this segment for 9 years. I still don't get it.
They're great segments.
Yeah,
I've
they're
watched
fun
many
segments.
of them. They're
yeah,
good.
They're fun segments, man. Well, thanks for being part of one.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thanks for having me in, guys.
And yeah, once again, they're both on sale.
Both on
Okay,
sale. So
perfect.
thanks to you guys. Thanks to Sobeys for putting them on sale today. And yeah, get out there and grab.
Great
one or
weekend,
both.
man. The weather's shaping up nice.
Oh, baby.
Weather's shaping
It's
up real
gonna
nice.
Yeah,
be
swing on by
something.
Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Watch for these 8-packs from Wild Rose. And text us right now, 780-218-9999. Beer me. We'll let you slide out, man. We're going to
Okay.
just wrap up the show.
Sounds good.
Great seeing you. And
for
man,
having
that
us.
was a lot of fun. And yeah, Wild Rose, one of the OGs in the
Tremendous
biz.
brew.
And
Tremendous.
man, hey, those were good, weren't they?
Oh,
I tell
so
you,
good.
I usually, this is going to sound bad. Usually we just kind of open these up and put them in the fridge.
Yep.
But those raspberry ones are coming home with me.
Yeah, I know you like them. You
love-
talk about them all
those.
the time.
Those are coming home with daddy.
Boy, come out and play.
Come out
Where is
to
he now,
play,
eh?
raspberry ale.
T-Roy, I thought this was a Friday.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna
Sorry,
come
man.
tomorrow. What's
T-Roy's
going on?
fresh out of luck.